I'm standing under lights so bright they make my eyes water, holding a plaque that's still warm from some assistant's sweaty hands. 62 years of waking up at 5 a.m., bleeding into concrete mixes, and arguing with inspectors, and they give me engraved brass. My wife steps forward. Lara's wearing that navy dress she bought for occasions when she needs to look like she's in charge. The crowd quiets down, maybe 100 people, mostly contractors I've worked with, a few family friends who probably wonder why they're here. "Before we end the evening," she says, voice smooth as rehearsed lines, "Dean has one more document to sign." Polite laughter ripples through the room. I see phones come up. Recording. Always recording now. A waiter, kid can't be more than 20, sets a leather folder in front of me. The kind lawyers use. My gut tightens before my brain catches up. I open it. Divorce papers. Before we continue, we ask you to hit the hype button, subscribe, and like the video to help the channel grow. Tell us which city you are from in the comments. We would like to get to know our audience better. The room doesn't gasp. They cheer. My son Tyler's voice rises above the rest, and then Lauren joins in, and somewhere in the back I hear Cole's lawyer's smooth chuckle. I look at Lara. She's smiling. Not the smile she used when we were young. This one's different. Practiced. Victorious. "Sign it, Dad," Tyler calls out. It's time. My hands don't shake. 30 years of holding levels steady in high winds taught me that much. I pick up the pen and I sign. Page after page. My signature looks exactly like it always does. When I'm done, I close the folder. The crowd's still buzzing, that excited energy people get when they're watching something they'll tell their friends about tomorrow. I lean forward, close enough that only Lara hears me. "You have no idea what you just did," I say, voice quiet, steady. 6 months later, everything you built on my back collapses. Her smile flickers. Flashbulbs go off. Someone's hired a photographer. I set the pen down, push back from the table, and walk out. Nobody stops me. The parking lot's half empty by the time I reach my truck. Not my truck anymore, technically. Even the company truck I've driven for 15 years is in Tyler's name now. I'm driving a rental. A gray sedan that smells like air freshener and other people's problems. I drive to the apartment I rented 2 weeks ago. Studio, 6th floor, windows that look out at a parking lot and a dumpster. I've got a box of clothes, my work boots, and a duffel bag with things they didn't think to take yet. I sit on the edge of the bed and I open the folder again. I read every word this time. They're sloppy, rushed. Lauren's financial background should have made her more careful, but she assumed I wouldn't fight. There are clauses that contradict each other, signatures that look forged in the spots where they needed my authorization. And nowhere, absolutely nowhere, did they account for page 7 of the company charter. I almost laugh. There's a knock at the door around 11. I know who it is before I open it. Hank's standing there with a bottle of whiskey and the kind of expression that says he already knows everything. "They really did it," he says, walking past me into the apartment. "Yep." He pours 2 glasses. Doesn't ask if I want one. We drink in silence for a minute. "They're already talking about full transition," he says finally. "She was on the phone yesterday with Tyler, something about liquidating assets and pushing you into dignified irrelevance. Poetic. So what are you going to do?" I walk to the closet. There's a metal box at the bottom. I unlock it with a key I keep on a chain that used to hold my wedding ring. Inside, a flash drive, a printed list of contingency bylaws I wrote 5 years ago, and a sealed envelope containing an alternate corporate charter. I hand the envelope to Hank. He reads the first page, then the second. His eyebrows climb. "You sneaky old man." "They wanted a fight with someone tired," I say. "They're getting something else." He grins. "How long you been planning this?" I wasn't, but I was ready. I take the envelope back. They think they ambushed me. Truth is, they just activated something I built in case the world went sideways. So what's first? First, I talk to Victor, then I visit the sites. Then we see how good they really are at running a company they never understood. Hank raises his glass. "To revenge." "To correction," I say. We drink. Victor's office smells like leather and old coffee. He's the kind of lawyer who wears suits that cost more than my monthly rent, but he's been handling Mercer Builders contracts since before Tyler was born. He's already got papers spread across his desk when I walk in. "They moved fast," he says. "Your daughter used a power of attorney to shift 3 accounts. Operating reserve, municipal contract escrow, and equipment fund. Combined, about $400,000. The house? Transferred 6 weeks ago. Your signature on file, notarized." "I never signed that." "I know, but proving forgery takes time and money." He slides another document across. The divorce terms are aggressive. Half of everything, plus alimony based on your highest earning year. What do I still have? Victor pulls out a thin folder. The Mercer Builders Corporate Charter. Page 7 is marked with a yellow tab. Operational veto, he says. Any decision involving legacy infrastructure contracts, major expenditures over $200,000 or representation at municipal bids requires approval from the founding operator. That's you. I didn't retire. I was retired? Correct. And forced retirement without board consensus is invalid. There is no board. It's a family company, which means they can't force you out without your signature on a specific retirement declaration form, which doesn't exist. I read page 7 3 times. They never read this. Cole's a corporate lawyer, but he specializes in mergers. He missed the custom clauses entirely. So I'm still operational authority. You are. They have ownership shares. You have operational control. I stand up, walk to the window. How long before they figure this out? A month? Maybe 2. Then I need to move now. Can you draft a restructuring option? Full separation of operational division from ownership. He stops writing. You want to split the company? I want to protect what I built. If they're determined to take ownership, fine. Let them own an empty shell. Everything that actually works comes with me. That's scorched earth. No. This way, the workers keep working, the clients keep getting quality, and my family learns what ownership without competence costs. Victor pulls out a legal pad. This'll take time. I've got 6 months. Why 6 months? Because that's what I told Lara, and I keep my promises. I leave Victor's office and drive to the Riverside site. Dana's standing near the main entrance. She sees me and her face shows relief and anger fighting for space. They said you were done, she says. They said a lot of things. Tyler came by yesterday, said we should direct questions to him now. And? She snorts. Jenkins asked him about the load-bearing modifications for the 3rd floor. Tyler said he'd circle back with an answer. Jenkins told him the inspector's coming Friday. Tyler left. I find Jenkins on the 3rd floor. He hands me rolled blueprints. Tyler signed off on moving a support column, said it would open up the aesthetic. I unroll them, feel my jaw tighten. This would compromise the entire floor. I know, I stopped the work. Tyler said I was insubordinate. You're not. You're right. I'll handle the inspector. Keep the crew on the original plan. Jenkins grins. Good. I spend 2 hours on site. Find 6 more decisions that would have failed inspection or worse. Dana walks with me back to my car. They're scared. The crew. They think the company's going to nosedive. It might. Not if you're still here. I'm here. Just not the way they think. I drive back to the apartment as the sun sets. My phone buzzes. Text from Tyler. Dad, we need to talk about boundaries. You can't just show up at sites anymore. I don't respond. On my kitchen counter, I've got a whiteboard. I draw a timeline across it in black marker. 6 months. Under it, I write 3 names, Tyler, Lauren, Cole. Under each name, I list their weaknesses. Tyler, ego, public image, needs to be seen as successful. Lauren, financial reputation, can't afford mistakes. Cole, legal confidence, hasn't read the charter, and at the bottom, in red marker, Lara, thinks she made the right choice. I step back. 6 months suddenly doesn't seem like very long, but it'll be enough. 3 weeks pass. I don't go to any sites, don't call, don't make myself visible. Instead, I do something I haven't done in years. I watch. Tyler's turned the company's social media into his personal showcase. Every other post is him in a hard hat that's never seen a speck of dust, talking about innovation and next-generation construction. Brooke films everything. She's got a lifestyle brand now. Behind the builder, or something equally empty. The comments are mixed. Some people love the energy. Others ask where I am. Tyler responds to one. Dean Mercer is enjoying a well-earned retirement. Mercer Builders is entering an exciting new era. I screenshot it. Lauren's been restructuring the budget. I know because Dana sends me photos of the new expense reports. They've cut the equipment maintenance fund by 40%, delayed payments to 3 long-term suppliers, reduced the insurance coverage on job sites. She thinks she's being efficient, Dana texts. She's being reckless. I tell her to document everything. Cole's rewritten half the contract templates, made them more aggressive, according to an email Victor forwards me. Problem is, he's added clauses that violate local labor laws. Nothing huge, just enough to make us liable if anyone notices. I make a folder, label it Evidence. Lara calls me once. I let it go to voicemail. Dean, I know you're upset, her message says. But this is better for everyone. You'll see that eventually. The kids are really stepping up. You'd be proud if you weren't so stubborn. I delete it without listening to it again. Hank comes by on a Wednesday night with Chinese food and news. Your son tried to renegotiate the concrete supplier contract, he says, unpacking containers on my counter. Told them he could get a better rate elsewhere. Martinez Supply? We've used them for 12 years. They told him to try. He did. Got a quote from some outfit in the next county, 15% cheaper. Let me guess, inferior product. They delivered yesterday. Dana tested a sample, failed compression standards by 20%. I eat fried rice directly from the container. Did they use it? Dana refused to sign off. Tyler overrode her, said she was being difficult. Where'd they use it? The Northgate project. Foundation poor. I stopped chewing. The inspector's going to red tag that entire foundation. That's what Dana said. Tyler told her inspectors are flexible if you know how to talk to them. He's going to try to bribe an inspector. Yep. I set down the container. When's the inspection? Friday. I'll be there. Hank grins. Thought you might. Friday comes. I arrive at the Northgate site at 7 a.m. The inspector, guy named Morrison, I've known him 8 years, pulls up 10 minutes later. Tyler's not here yet. Neither is Dana, just a crew that looks nervous. Dean, Morrison says, shaking my hand. Heard you retired? Heard that too. But you're here. Operational review, making sure standards are maintained during transition. He nods slowly. Your son scheduled this inspection. He planning to show? Probably. We walk to the foundation. It was poured 3 days ago. Should be curing nicely. Morrison takes samples, tests compression, checks the mix documentation. His face goes flat. Dean, this concrete's substandard. I know. You know? I didn't approve it. New management made the call. New management's about to fail this entire foundation. He makes notes on his clipboard. This is a $15,000 mistake minimum. Maybe more if we find it's compromised the structural integrity. Tyler's car pulls up. Luxury sedan. He gets out wearing sunglasses and a smile. Morning, gentlemen, he says. Everything looking good? Morrison doesn't smile back. Mr. Mercer, I'm red tagging this foundation. The concrete doesn't meet municipal standards. Tyler's smile freezes. I'm sorry, what? The concrete. It's substandard. You'll need to remove it and repour. That's not... can we discuss this? There must be some flexibility in the standards. There isn't. Tyler looks at me. Dad, can you explain to the inspector that we're working with a new supplier? There's always an adjustment period. The adjustment period's over, Morrison says. You've got a failed inspection. Fix it or the project stops. He hands Tyler the violation notice and walks back to his truck. Tyler stares at the paper, then at me. You did this. I didn't pour bad concrete. You sabotaged us. You told him to fail the inspection. Morrison doesn't need my input to spot inferior materials. You bought cheap concrete. Now you're paying for it. His face goes red. This is my company now. Mine. You don't get to undermine me. I'm not undermining you. I'm watching you undermine yourself. I start walking to my car. Good luck with the repour. It's going to cost you about $20,000 once you factor in labor and schedule delays. You can't do this. I stop. Turn around. Tyler, I didn't do anything. You made a decision. The decision had consequences. That's called reality. Get used to it. I drive away. In my rearview mirror, I see him standing there, violation notice in his hand, looking like someone just explained mortality to him for the first time. That afternoon, Brooke posts a video. It's Tyler in the car, talking to the camera. Sometimes in business, he says, voice tight, you encounter obstacles, people who can't accept change, but we're not going to let resistance stop progress. Mercer Builders is moving forward, with or without outdated thinking. The comments section's brutal. Who's the outdated thinker? The guy who got red tagged? Maybe learn construction standards before you lecture about progress. Where's Dean? Bring back the old guy. Brooke deletes the video 3 hours later. I screenshot it first. Dana calls that night. Tyler's losing his mind. He's blaming everyone. Me, the crew, the inspector, you. What about himself? Not even a consideration. She pauses. Dean, how long are you going to let this go on? As long as it takes. For what? For them to understand what they've done. She's quiet for a moment. You're scary when you're calm. I know. Sunday morning, I meet with Victor again. He's got papers ready. The restructuring option, he says. I've drafted 3 versions. Each one legally splits operational control into a separate entity. You'd maintain the relationships, the contracts, the workforce. They'd keep the Mercer Builders name and whatever assets they currently control. What's the difference between the versions? Severity. Version 1 is collaborative. They keep partial operational input. Version 2 is clean separation. Version 3 is... He hesitates. Scorched earth. You take everything that matters. They get a name and an empty office. Which one's irreversible? All of them. Once filed and executed, there's no going back. Good. I look at version 3. How long to prepare this? 2 weeks. But Dean, if you file this, you're declaring war. They declared war at my retirement party. I'm just returning fire. Victor slides the papers into a folder. I'll have everything ready. Just tell me when. You'll know. I leave his office and drive to a coffee shop downtown. Order black coffee and sit by the window. My phone buzzes. Text from Lauren. Dad, we need to talk about your behavior. You're making things difficult for everyone. I stare at the message. Type back, I'm not making anything difficult. I'm just not making it easy. She doesn't respond. Another text. This one from Lara. Dean, please. The kids are trying their best. Can't you just let them succeed? I finish my coffee. Type back. They can succeed anytime they want. They just have to be competent. Send. Turn off my phone. Outside, the city moves like it always does. People walking, cars passing, construction cranes in the distance. Somewhere in this city, my family thinks they've won. They're about to learn how wrong they are. The Riverside Project's inspector arrives on a Wednesday. I'm not supposed to be there, but Dana texts me the time, so I show up 30 minutes early. Jenkins sees me first. Boss, Tyler's going to have an episode if he catches you here. Then he should have read his contract. I'm still operational authority on legacy projects. This one started 2 years ago. It's mine. The inspector, woman named Patricia Chen, 15 years in the department, walks through the 3rd floor. She checks the support columns. The ones Tyler wanted moved. These modifications, she says, pointing at the plans. Who approved them? Jenkins glances at me. I nod. Tyler Mercer signed off, Jenkins says. But we didn't implement them, kept to the original structural plan. Patricia makes notes. Good, because these modifications would have failed load compliance. She looks up. Who made the call to ignore them? I did, I say. She recognizes me. Dean, heard you weren't with the company anymore. I'm not with management. I'm still with the work. She smiles slightly, finishes her inspection, signs off on the floor. You've got good people here, she tells me. Make sure management doesn't ruin that. Working on it. Tyler arrives 20 minutes later, sees me talking to Jenkins. His face does something complicated. Dad, what are you doing here? Operational review. You don't have operational authority anymore. Actually, I do. Page 7 of the corporate charter, section 3, subsection B. Victor can send you a copy if you'd like. His jaw works. This is harassment. This is my job. The one I've done for 40 years while you were figuring out how to sell condos. I hand him Patricia's inspection report. She signed off. No violations. You're welcome. I didn't ask for your help. No, you asked for my company. There's a difference. I walk past him. He doesn't try to stop me. In the parking lot, Dana's waiting by my car. He's going to explode, she says. Let him. Dean, you're poking a hornet's nest. Hornets only sting when they're threatened. I'm just existing. If that threatens him, that's his problem. She leans against the hood. The crew's talking. They want to know what's happening. Half of them think you're coming back. The other half think you're deliberately sabotaging your own son. What do you think? I think you're teaching him a lesson he's 30 years late learning. Then the crew can think whatever they want. I'm not here for reputation. I'm here to make sure good work doesn't get buried under bad management. She studies my face. You've changed. No, I've just stopped pretending. That night, Tyler posts another video. This one's more controlled, scripted. There's been some confusion about leadership transitions at Mercer Builders, he says. I want to clarify, I am the managing director. All operational decisions go through me. Anyone circumventing that process is acting outside company policy. The comments are divided. Some support him. About time, lead your company. Others question, why is your dad still showing up if he's retired? One comment gets 200 likes. Maybe because he doesn't trust you not to wreck 40 years of work? Brooke deletes that one. Lauren calls me Thursday morning. I answer this time. Dad, what are you doing? Working. You're undermining Tyler. Every time you show up at a site, you make him look weak. I make him look weak? Or does his incompetence make him look weak and my presence just highlights it? Silence. Then, that's cruel. What's cruel is taking something you don't understand and running it into the ground because you're too proud to admit you need help. We don't need your help. We need you to step back and let us build something new. You can't build anything new if you don't understand the foundation. And right now, you're all standing on cracked concrete wondering why inspectors keep red tagging you. We're handling it. No, you're bleeding money and reputation while pretending everything's fine. There's a difference. She hangs up. I sit on my apartment couch, still the same worn thing that came with the place, and I pull up my files. 3 projects are currently active. Riverside's stable because Jenkins knows what he's doing. Northgate's a disaster because Tyler's hands are all over it. And the transit center renovation is coming up for a major municipal review in 6 weeks. That's the one that matters. The transit center's a $8.2 million contract. Largest project Mercer Builders has ever handled. 3 years in the making. Final review determines whether we get the second phase contract, another $12 million. Tyler knows this. So does Lauren. It's the project they have been pointing to as proof they can handle the company. Problem is, they've made 17 changes to the plan in the last month. Small things, cost-cutting measures, subcontractor swaps, timeline adjustments. Each one creates a small crack. Together, they're a structural failure waiting to happen. I call Victor Friday afternoon. The transit center review, I say. I need to be there. Tyler scheduled himself as the company representative. He can't. It's a legacy project. I'm operational authority. He's going to fight you on this. Let him. I've got the charter. He's got ego. Charter wins. Victor's quiet for a moment. Dean, if you do this, if you publicly override him at a major municipal review, you're not just teaching him a lesson, you're humiliating him. He humiliated me at a retirement party in front of 100 people. He'll survive a city council meeting. Will he? Not my problem. I hear Victor sigh. I'll file the paperwork. You'll be listed as primary operational representative. Tyler will receive notification Monday. Perfect. That weekend, I visit Hank. He's in his garage, working on an old motorcycle he's been restoring for 5 years. You look pleased with yourself, he says, not looking up from the engine. I am. That's either very good or very bad. Depends on your perspective. He sets down a wrench. What did you do? Put my name on the transit center review. Remove Tyler's. Hank whistles. That's going to sting. That's the idea. You sure you want to go this far? He's still your son. And he still orchestrated a public divorce ambush and stole my company. Being related doesn't give him immunity from consequences. Hank wipes grease from his hands. You've gotten mean. No, I've gotten tired of being nice to people who mistake kindness for weakness. He grins. There's the dean I remember, the one who made a developer cry back in '97. He tried to use substandard rebar. Crying was appropriate. We drink beer on his back porch. Watch the sunset. How's Lara? Hank asks eventually. Hasn't called in a week. That means she's regretting it or doubling down? Probably both. She's realizing the kids aren't as competent as she thought, but she's too proud to admit it. You miss her? I think about that. Really think about it. I miss who she was 20 years ago, the person she is now, the one who smiled while handing me divorce papers in public. No, I don't miss that at all. Cold. Honest. Hank nods. Fair enough. Monday morning arrives. I'm drinking coffee in my apartment when my phone rings. Tyler. I answer. You can't do this. His voice is shaking. Anger or panic. Hard to tell. Do what? You know what? The transit center review. You removed me. I didn't remove you. I asserted operational authority. There's a difference. This is my chance to prove we can handle major contracts. You're sabotaging me. No, I'm protecting an $8.2 million project from someone who's already red-tagged 2 other sites in 6 weeks. Those were minor violations. Those were failures. And if you make the same mistakes at the transit center review, we lose the Phase 2 contract. That's $12 million and 40 jobs. I'm not letting your ego cost people their livelihoods. This isn't about ego. This is about you refusing to let go. Tyler, I let go. You took. There's a difference. Now you're learning what you actually took. He's breathing hard on the other end. I'm going to fight you on this. With what? Lawyers? Cole already missed page 7. Try again. You'll just spend money you don't have. You're really doing this. You're really going to destroy your own son's career. I'm not destroying anything. I'm stopping you from destroying something I spent 40 years building. I set down my coffee. You want to run a company? Learn how. Until then, stay out of the way while adults handle the real work. I hang up. My hands are steady. My breathing's calm. Somewhere in the back of my mind, the old Dean, the one who would have apologized, who would have found a compromise, is screaming. I ignore him. That Dean got divorced at his own retirement party. This Dean doesn't make that mistake twice. The transit center site is massive, 4 city blocks. Old rail terminal being converted into a mixed-use transportation hub. We've been working on it for 18 months. Structural work's done. Systems integration is next. I arrive Tuesday morning to walk the site before the review. Dana meets me at the gate. Tyler was here yesterday, she says. Told the crew you're not authorized to be on site anymore. What did the crew say? Martinez told him to check the charter. Tyler left. I smile. Martinez gets a raise. We walk through the main terminal. It's beautiful work. High ceilings restored, original stonework preserved, new electrical and HVAC integrated without compromising the aesthetic. Then we reach the section Tyler's team modified, the energy systems panel. They've relocated it to save floor space. Problem is, they moved it behind a load-bearing wall without proper clearance. Fire code violation. Inspector's going to catch it immediately. When did this happen? I ask. 2 weeks ago. Cole approved the plans, said he checked compliance. Cole's a contract lawyer, not an engineer. I mentioned that. He said I was being obstructionist. I take photos, measurements, document everything. Can we fix it before the review? Dana checks her tablet. We'd need 3 days minimum. Review's Friday. So we can't. Not unless Tyler authorizes emergency overtime and material priority, which costs about $15,000. Will he approve it? She looks at me like I've asked if fish can fly. Right, I say. So we go into the review with a code violation. Unless you override the modification. I don't have authority to override operational decisions, only to represent the company at the review. So you're going to let them fail? I'm going to let them experience reality. There's a difference. She doesn't look happy. Dean, there are 40 guys on this crew. If we lose Phase 2, half of them lose their jobs. I know. And you're okay with that? I'm not okay with it. But I'm also not responsible for it. Tyler made the decision, Cole approved it, Lauren signed off on the budget. They own this. I look at the violation. All I'm doing is making sure it's visible. That's cold. That's fair. She walks away. I stay and document everything else. Find 2 more issues. Minor, fixable, but still problems. I compile a report. Send it to Victor with a note. Evidence file. Add to collection. Wednesday, I get a call from the city project manager. Guy named Richard Santos. We've worked together on 6 projects. Dean, I need to ask you something. Go ahead. I've got Tyler Mercer's office calling me twice a day about the transit center review. They want to know if we can postpone it. Why would we postpone? They're claiming scheduling conflicts. But between you and me, I think they're stalling. They are. Richard's quiet for a moment. You're operational authority, right? You want to postpone? No. Friday's fine. We're ready. You sure? Because if there are issues, now's the time to address them. The issues are management decisions. Those get addressed during the review. Dean, I've known you 15 years. I've never heard you talk like this. 15 years ago, I wasn't divorced by surprise at my own retirement party. He sighs. Fair point. Okay. Review's still Friday. 10 a.m., City Council Chambers. Expect full board. I'll be there. Thursday night, Hank comes over with pizza and bad news. Tyler's hiring a PR consultant, he says. For what? Reputation management. He's worried about how he looks. He should be. He looks incompetent. The consultant's advice is to position you as the problem. Bitter ex-employee sabotaging new leadership. They're planning a media push. I eat pizza. Think about that. Let them, I say finally. You're not worried? About public opinion? No. About losing contracts because my family can't do basic engineering? Yes. The PR game doesn't matter if the work fails. Dean, they're going to make you look like the bad guy. I am the bad guy, from their perspective. I wipe my hands on a napkin. But here's the thing. Being the bad guy in someone else's story doesn't bother me anymore. Not when I know I'm right. Hank studies me. You've really let go, haven't you? Of what? Caring what they think. I consider that. Yeah, I have. When did that happen? The moment Lara smiled while I signed divorce papers. That's when I realized the family I thought I had doesn't exist anymore, and you can't disappoint people who already think the worst of you. He nods slowly. That's either wisdom or damage. Probably both. Friday morning, I put on my good suit, the one I wear to contract signings and funerals, press the shirt, shine the shoes, look in the mirror. The man looking back isn't the one who stood under those lights 5 months ago. That man was tired, uncertain, willing to believe he'd failed his family. This man knows better. I drive to City Hall, park in the public lot, walk through the main entrance. The city council chambers are on the 3rd floor. Big room, curved benches for the council members, public seating, presentation area with screens and microphones. Tyler's already there. So is Lauren. Cole's with them, looking confident in an expensive suit. Brooke's in the back with a camera. They see me walk in. Tyler stands up. You can't be here. I'm operational authority. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm representing the company today. No, you're attending. I'm representing. I set my briefcase down at the presentation table. Check with Richard Santos if you'd like confirmation. Cole steps forward. Mr. Mercer, this is inappropriate. Tyler is the managing director. He has authority to represent Mercer Builders at all official functions. He has management authority. I have operational authority. Different things. You'd know that if you'd read page 7. Cole's confidence flickers. Just for a second. The council members start filing in. 9 of them. I know 6 personally. Richard Santos sits at the administrative desk. Mayor Linda Chen, no relation to Patricia, calls the meeting to order. We're here for the Transit Center project review, she says. Mercer Builders, Phase 1 completion assessment and Phase 2 contract consideration. Who's representing the contractor? I stand. Dean Mercer, operational authority and project lead. Tyler stands. Tyler Mercer, managing director. Mayor Chen looks between us. We have 2 representatives? You have 1, I say. Tyler's welcome to observe. This is irregular. Richard Santos leans over and whispers something to her. She nods. Very well. Dean Mercer is recognized as primary representative. Please proceed with your presentation. Tyler's face goes red. Cole whispers something to him. He sits down slowly. I pull up the project file on the presentation screen. Transit Center renovation. Phase 1, 18 months. $8.2 million contract. Structural restoration complete. Systems integration in progress. Projected completion in 8 weeks. I click through photos. The beautiful stonework, the restored ceilings, the integrated systems. The council members nod, impressed. Then I pull up the issues. However, during recent operational reviews, several concerns have emerged. Tyler stands up. Dad, what are you? Sit down, Mayor Chen says. You're not recognized. He sits. I continue. 3 code compliance issues identified in the past 2 weeks, all resulting from recent management decisions. I show the photos, the relocated panel, the clearance violations, the documentation. These issues are fixable, I say, but they require immediate attention and additional budget allocation. Estimated cost, $22,000. Timeline impact, minimal if addressed within the next week. Councilman Torres leans forward. Mr. Mercer, why weren't these issues addressed before today? Because the operational modifications were made without proper engineering review. Management prioritized cost savings over code compliance. And you're the operational authority? Correct. Why didn't you prevent these modifications? Because I was removed from day-to-day operations following a corporate restructuring. I retained operational authority for legacy projects, but management made decisions without consulting that authority. The council members exchange glances. Tyler's shaking. I can see it from here. Mayor Chen speaks. Mr. Mercer, Dean, what's your recommendation? Fix the violations. Allocate the budget. Complete Phase 1 to standard. Then reevaluate Phase 2 contract readiness based on management's ability to maintain compliance. That sounds like you're recommending we delay Phase 2. I'm recommending we make it contingent on demonstrated competence. The room's silent. Tyler Mercer, Mayor Chen says. Do you have a response? Tyler stands. His voice shakes. This is a setup. My father has been undermining every decision we've made since taking over management. He can't accept that the company's moved on without him. Has the company moved on? Councilman Torres asks. Or has it moved backward? We've made strategic decisions to streamline operations and reduce costs. At the expense of code compliance, I say. You don't get to talk. Tyler's voice cracks. You don't work here anymore. You were forced out because you couldn't adapt. Because you're stuck in the past. Because I know the difference between a load-bearing wall and a cost-cutting opportunity. I say quietly. And you don't. The room falls completely silent. Tyler's face is purple. You smug piece of... Mr. Mercer, Mayor Chen says sharply. Control yourself or leave. Cole grabs Tyler's arm, pulls him back down. Mayor Chen looks at her fellow council members. I think we need to deliberate. We'll take a 15-minute recess. The council files out. Tyler immediately rounds on me. You destroyed me in front of everyone. I presented facts. You humiliated me. You humiliated yourself. I just stopped pretending otherwise. He steps closer. I'm your son. And I'm the man who built everything you're currently wrecking. Being related doesn't make you competent. Lauren moves between us. Dad, stop. Please, this isn't helping. It's not supposed to help you. It's supposed to protect 40 years of work from 3 months of incompetence. We're trying our best. Your best isn't good enough, and instead of admitting that and learning, you're doubling down and blaming me for noticing. I pick up my briefcase. I gave you the company. I didn't give you immunity from consequences. The council returns. Mayor Chen reads from notes. We've decided to approve Phase 1 completion pending correction of identified violations. Phase 2 contract consideration is delayed pending 6-month performance review. Mercer Builders will be required to submit monthly compliance reports to this office. Dean Mercer is designated as primary operational contact. Tyler makes a sound. Not quite a word. Meeting adjourned. I shake hands with Richard Santos. Thank the council members. Walk out of chambers. Behind me, I hear Tyler. This isn't over. I don't turn around. In the parking lot, Dana is waiting by my car. That was brutal, she says. That was necessary. Tyler's going to come after you now. Let him. He's out of moves. She tilts her head. Are you? Not even close. I drive back to my apartment. Sit in my car for a few minutes in the parking lot. My phone buzzes. Text from Lara. What have you done? I text back. My job. She doesn't respond. Another text. Victor. Council meeting transcript is public record. Tyler's trying to spin it as elder sabotage. Media's picking it up. I text back. Good. Let them see what happens when incompetence meets consequences. I go inside, make coffee, stand at my window looking out at the city. Somewhere out there, my family's regrouping, planning their next move. But I've got something they don't. I've got nothing left to lose, and that makes me more dangerous than they've ever imagined. The media coverage hits Monday morning. Local construction trade magazine runs a piece. Mercer family feud threatens major municipal contract. They interview Tyler. He's composed, coached. My father is a brilliant builder, he says. But he's struggling with the transition. We're committed to honoring his legacy while moving the company forward. They interview me. I keep it simple. I'm ensuring code compliance and project quality. That's not a family issue. That's a professional responsibility. I don't read past the first page. Tuesday, Lauren calls. Dad, we need to meet. About what? Everything. This situation. It's gotten out of control. It got out of control when you ambushed me at a public event. Can you please just meet with us? All of us. I think about it. When? Tonight. 7. The house. I arrive at 7. They're waiting in the dining room. Tyler, Lauren, Cole, Brooke, Lara at the head of the table. I stay standing. Dean, Lara starts. Thank you for coming. We wanted to... Let me save us time, I say. You want me to stop interfering? You want me to quietly fade away and let you pretend you're competent? Silence. That's not going to happen, I continue. You took my company. Fine, but you don't get to destroy it. Every time you make a decision that threatens quality or compliance, I'm going to be there. Tyler stands up. This is exactly why we had to force you out. You can't let go. I let go. You just don't like what I'm holding on to. Which is what? Standards. Something you've never bothered learning. Cole clears his throat. Mr. Mercer, from a legal standpoint, you missed page 7 of the corporate charter. So maybe sit this one out, Cole. His face goes tight. Lauren tries next. Dad, we're family. Can't we find a compromise? You compromised my marriage, my home, and my company. Now you want me to compromise my principles? No. So what do you want? Lara asks. I want you to understand what you've done. I want you to know that actions have consequences. I head for the door. Dean, wait, Lara says. Please, we're still a family. I stop, turn around. We were a family. Past tense. You ended that at a retirement party. Now we're business associates, and I treat business associates with the same respect they show me. I leave. Wednesday morning, I meet with Victor. He's got documents ready. Restructuring papers, he says. Version 3, everything's drafted. All I need is your signature and timing. I read through them. 50 pages of legal precision. Every clause locks the family out of operational control. Every paragraph transfers real assets, contracts, relationships, workforce loyalty, into a new entity under my control. They'd keep the Mercer Builders name. I'd keep everything that makes it work. When I file this, I ask, how long until it's executed? 72 hours. State business filing plus notification period. Can they contest it? They can try, but you've documented every failure, every violation. Any judge will see you're protecting the business from mismanagement. I set down the papers. Not yet. When? When they've destroyed their own credibility completely. Victor nods. You're building a bulletproof case. I'm building a guillotine. I just haven't dropped the blade yet. Thursday, Dana calls. Emergency. Northgate project, she says. Tyler tried to cover up the bad concrete. Cover it up how? Had the crew pour a superficial layer over the failed foundation, told them to hide it before the reinspection. I'm already grabbing my keys. When's the inspection? Tomorrow morning. Morrison's doing it? Yes. I drive to the site. The new concrete's thin. Obviously cosmetic. Any inspector will see it. Tyler's there. He sees me pull up. Gets out. Stay away from this site. No. Dad, I'm warning you. You're warning me? You just committed construction fraud. Morrison's going to red tag this entire project and possibly report you to the licensing board. His face goes pale. It's not fraud. It's a repair. It's a cover-up, and it's going to cost you everything. I walk past him, find the crew foreman. Martinez, who ordered this pour? Tyler did. Told us to make it look good for the inspector. You documented that? In writing, email and text. Good. Forward everything to Dana. She'll need it for the investigation. Tyler's behind me. Investigation? Dad, you can't. I'm not doing anything. You did it. Morrison's going to find it. The licensing board's going to review it. And you're going to answer for it. I turn to face him. You wanted to run a company. This is what happens when you run it badly. Friday morning, Morrison arrives at Northgate. I'm there. So is Tyler, looking like he hasn't slept. Morrison examines the foundation, takes samples. Her face goes flat. This is a cover-up, she says. Someone poured cosmetic concrete over a failed foundation. Tyler tries to smile. There must be some misunderstanding. Who authorized this? Silence. Martinez steps forward. Tyler Mercer did. I have documentation. Morrison makes notes. This is a serious violation. I'm red tagging the entire project and filing a report with the licensing board. Mr. Mercer, you'll be receiving official notification within 72 hours. Tyler's face crumbles. Please, there has to be another way. There isn't. She hands him the violation. Fix it properly or face suspension. She leaves. Tyler stands there, paper shaking in his hand, looking at me like I'm supposed to save him. I'm not. You did this, he says finally. No, you did. I just didn't stop you. Same thing. Not even close. I walk to my car. Welcome to consequences, son. They're going to be your teacher now since I'm not allowed to be. The licensing board notification arrives Monday. Tyler's facing a formal review. Possible suspension. Possible fines. Brooke posts a video defending him. My husband made a judgment call under pressure. The construction industry is targeting him because of his innovative approaches. The comments are brutal. Covering up failed concrete isn't innovation, it's fraud. Where's Dean Mercer? Bring back competence. She deletes the video within hours. Lauren calls me Tuesday. Dad, Tyler's falling apart. The board review is in 2 weeks. He needs help. He needs a lawyer. He needs his father. His father tried to teach him for 30 years. He wasn't interested. Now he's learning from someone else. You're really going to let him lose his license? I'm not letting him do anything. He made choices. Choices have outcomes. This is the outcome. She hangs up. Wednesday, I'm at the Riverside site when Cole shows up. He's got papers. Cease and desist, he says, handing them to me. You're to stop interfering with company operations immediately. I read it. Laugh. This is worthless. I'm operational authority. Documented. Legal. You're threatening me with a document that has no standing. We'll take you to court. Please do. I'd love to watch you explain to a judge why you're suing me for preventing construction fraud. His jaw works. You're destroying this family. The family destroyed itself. I'm just refusing to pretend otherwise. He leaves. That night, Hank brings over whiskey. You're making enemies. I'm making examples. Same thing. Not to me. I pour 2 glasses. They think I'm being cruel. I'm being clear. For the first time in my life, I'm not covering for their incompetence or pretending their failures are learning experiences. I'm letting reality teach them what I couldn't. And if reality breaks them, then they were already broken. I just stopped holding the pieces together. Hank drinks. You've gotten hard. No, I've gotten honest. Thursday, Victor calls. The restructuring papers. You still want to wait? How's Tyler's situation looking? Bad. The board's reviewing 3 projects. They're finding patterns. He might lose his license entirely. And Lauren? Her bank's asking questions about the financial transfers. Nothing formal yet, but they're concerned about her judgment. Cole? The cease and desist he filed exposed his lack of understanding about your operational authority. He's looking incompetent to his own firm. And Lara? Victor's quiet for a moment. She called me yesterday, asked if there was a way to reverse the divorce. I set down my coffee. What did you tell her? That legally, yes. Practically, that's your decision. And what's my decision? I'm asking you. I think about Lara, about the smile she wore at the retirement party, about the years of distance that led there, about the woman she was and the woman she became. No, I say. The divorce stands. She made her choice. I'm making mine. Dean, are you sure? She's legitimately remorseful. She's legitimately scared. There's a difference. She's not sorry she did it. She's sorry it didn't work out the way she planned. Victor doesn't argue. Friday afternoon, I'm in my apartment when there's a knock. I open it. Lara's standing there. She looks older than I remember. Tired. The polish is gone. Can I come in? I step aside. She looks around the apartment. The bare walls, the furniture that came with the place, the whiteboard with their names and weaknesses still visible. This is where you've been living. Yes, it's depressing. It's honest. She sits on the couch. I stay standing. Dean, I made a mistake, a huge one. I let the kids convince me that you were the problem, that removing you would free everyone, but it didn't. It just exposed how much we needed you. You needed what I provided, not me. That's not true. It is. You needed the stability, the income, the reputation, the actual person. You were fine watching him sign divorce papers at a party. She flinches. I thought it would be clean. Quick. I didn't want months of fighting. So you chose public humiliation instead? I chose what the kids wanted. They said it would be better for everyone. And what do you say now? She looks at her hands. I say I was wrong. They were wrong. Everything's falling apart. Tyler's losing his license. Lauren's job is in jeopardy. Cole's partnership is threatened. And I'm sitting in a house I can't afford wondering how we got here. You got here by taking something you weren't qualified to handle and expecting it to be easy. Can you help us? No. Dean, please. I spent 40 years helping, building, covering for mistakes, teaching lessons that were never learned. I'm done. I walk to the window. You wanted me gone. I'm gone. You wanted control. You have it. Now live with what that actually means. You're punishing us. I'm letting you experience reality without a safety net. That's not punishment. That's life. She stands up. So that's it? You're just going to watch everything collapse? I'm going to watch you handle what you insisted you could handle. If it collapses, that's your doing, not mine. She walks to the door. Stops. I loved you, you know. I still do. You loved what I provided. There's a difference. I open the door. And love doesn't ambush people at parties. It communicates. You never did. So whatever you think you feel now, it's not love, it's fear. She leaves without another word. I close the door. Stand there for a minute. My phone buzzes. Text from Dana. Tyler's board hearing got moved up. Monday morning. I text back. I'll be there. As support? As witness. Sunday night, I review everything one more time. All the documentation, all the violations, all the evidence of systematic incompetence. Victor's restructuring papers sit on my counter. Ready, waiting. I pick up a pen, sign the first page, then the second, then all 50. I seal them in an envelope. address it to Victor. Tomorrow, Tyler faces the board. After that, I file these papers. And 72 hours later, everything changes. I pour myself whiskey, stand at my window looking out at the city. Somewhere out there, my family's preparing for Tyler's hearing, rehearsing answers, building defenses, hoping for mercy. They're not getting mercy. They're getting exactly what they earned. And for the first time in 5 months, I sleep soundly. Monday morning. The licensing board hearing is at 9. I arrive at 8:30. The board office is downtown. Gray building, lots of bureaucracy. Tyler's already there with Cole. Lauren's in the waiting area. Brooke's filming on her phone until security tells her to stop. They see me walk in. Tyler's face goes white. "What are you doing here?" "I'm a witness. The board requested my testimony." "You're testifying against me." "I'm testifying truthfully. If that's against you, that says something about your actions." Cole steps forward. "Mr. Mercer, this is a family matter. This is a licensing matter. Family doesn't enter into it." The board secretary calls us in. 5 board members sit at a long table. Tyler takes a seat at the respondent's desk. I sit in the witness section. The board chair reads the charges. "Tyler Mercer, you're here regarding violations at the Northgate project, specifically attempting to conceal failed foundation work with cosmetic concrete. How do you respond?" Tyler clears his throat. "It was a misunderstanding. I was trying to expedite repairs. By covering up failed work? By addressing the issue quickly." "Mr. Mercer, we have documentation that you ordered workers to hide the failed concrete before inspection. That's not addressing an issue. That's concealing it." Board member Hayes speaks up. "We also have reports of substandard materials used at your direction, resulting in multiple failed inspections across 3 projects. This appears to be a pattern." Tyler's sweating. "Those were cost-saving measures." "That violated code compliance." "I'm still learning the operational side." "You've been managing director for 5 months. How much learning do you need before you stop endangering public safety?" Tyler has no answer. The chair turns to me. "Dean Mercer, you're the founder and former operational authority of Mercer Builders. Can you speak to these violations?" I stand. "Yes. Each violation stems from decisions made without proper engineering review or code consultation. Tyler prioritized speed and cost reduction over compliance and safety. When informed of the problems, he chose concealment over correction." "Would you have made these decisions?" "Never." "Why not?" "Because I understand construction. He understands sales." Tyler stands up. "That's not fair." "Sit down, Mr. Mercer," the chair says. The hearing continues for an hour. They review every project, every violation, every documented warning that Tyler ignored. Finally, the board deliberates. 10 minutes later, they return. "Tyler Mercer, this board finds you in violation of contractor licensing standards. Your license is suspended for 18 months. You're required to complete remedial training and supervise project work before reinstatement consideration. Additionally, Mercer Builders is placed on probationary status pending operational review." Tyler's face goes gray. 18 months? "You're fortunate we're not revoking it entirely. This hearing is concluded." Outside, Tyler collapses on a bench. Cole tries to talk to him. He's not listening. Lauren approaches me. "Are you happy now?" "I'm satisfied that incompetence has consequences." "He's your son." "And he nearly cost 40 people their jobs through negligence. Being my son doesn't exempt him from responsibility." She walks away. I drive to Victor's office, hand him the sealed envelope. "Well, file them," I say. "You're sure?" "Completely," he nods. "It'll be official by Thursday." Tuesday, I return to work. Real work. I meet with every crew lead, every supplier, every subcontractor. "Things are changing," I tell them. "New structure, same standards. Your jobs are protected." They trust me. They always have. Wednesday, Dana helps me organize the operational transfer. Contracts move to the new entity. Equipment assignments shift. Worker agreements update. It's seamless. Because I built the system, I know every bolt and wire. Thursday morning, the restructuring papers are filed. Legally executed. Irreversible. By noon, Tyler receives notification. He calls me. "What did you do?" "I separated operational control from ownership. You have the Mercer Builders name. I have everything that makes it work." "You can't do this." "Already done. Legal. Filed. Permanent." "You stole my company." "No, I reclaimed what I built. You stole it first. I'm just taking it back." "I'll fight you in court." "With what money?" "Your license is suspended. Your credibility is destroyed. And Cole already proved he doesn't understand corporate law." I pause. Tyler, you lost. Accept it. He's crying. Actually crying. You're my father. And you ambushed me at a retirement party. Took my home, my marriage, and my company. Now I'm taking back what's mine. We're even. I hang up. Friday afternoon, I meet with the city council again. Formal presentation of the new operational structure. Mayor Chen reviews the papers. So Mercer Builders, the original entity, is now just a name? Correct. All active contracts, all workers, all operational capacity has transferred to Mercer Construction Services. That's my entity. And the family? They own a shell company with no assets, no contracts, and no operational authority. She almost smiles. That's ruthless, Dean. That's business. They wanted control. They got it. I just made sure they couldn't hurt anyone with it. The council approves the new structure. Phase 2 of the transit center is awarded to Mercer Construction Services, not Mercer Builders. My company, my crew, my reputation. I drive home, not to the apartment anymore, but to a small house I bought last week. 2 bedrooms, decent yard, room to breathe. Inside, I pour whiskey. Stand in my living room. My phone buzzes. Text from Hank. I heard. You actually did it. I text back. I did. How do you feel? I think about that. Really think about it. I feel clear, purposeful, free. I text back. Victorious. 2 weeks pass. The family goes quiet. No calls, no texts, no surprise visits. I focus on work. Mercer Construction Services runs smoothly. Contracts progress on schedule. Crews are productive. No violations, no drama. It's almost boring, in the best way. Dana becomes my operations manager officially. Martinez gets promoted to senior foreman. The people who actually understood the work get the recognition they deserved. You seem different, Dana says one afternoon. How? Lighter. Like you're not carrying something heavy anymore. I'm not. Tyler posts on social media. Some rambling thing about betrayal and family loyalty. The comments mock him. He deletes it. Lauren calls once. I don't answer. She leaves a voicemail. Dad, Mom's not doing well. The house is in foreclosure. We need help. I delete it. Cole sends a legal letter threatening litigation. Victor responds with documentation of every violation, every code failure, every piece of evidence that proves I protected the business from mismanagement. Cole doesn't write again. 3 weeks after the restructuring, I get an invitation. Major Regional Construction Conference. They want me as a keynote speaker. Topic: Operational Excellence in Family Businesses. I accept. The conference is downtown, big venue, maybe 300 contractors, engineers, and industry professionals. I arrive early, review my notes. Keep it simple and direct. The moderator introduces me. Dean Mercer, founder of Mercer Construction Services, 42 years in the industry, known for uncompromising standards and operational integrity. I walk onto the stage. The room applauds. I speak for 30 minutes to talk about building systems, maintaining quality, and protecting workers from bad management decisions. I don't mention my family by name, but everyone knows the story. The applause at the end is genuine. During the networking session, contractors approach me. Handshakes, business cards, respect. We followed what happened, one says, or took guts to do what you did. Took necessity, I reply. Richard Santos appears. Dean, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to tell you personally. The Transit Center Phase 2 is the smoothest major project we've ever run. Your crew's exceptional. They always were. They just needed proper management. Well, they've got it now. I drive home feeling something I haven't felt in months. Satisfaction. Not the bitter kind, the earned kind. My phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but I do. Mr. Mercer? A woman's voice. Professional. This is Janet Kozloff from the State Contractors Association. We're organizing a major commercial bid event for the new convention center project. $60 million contract. We'd like Mercer Construction Services to participate. When? 4 weeks. It's a closed bid. Only 6 firms invited. Yours is one of them. I'll be there. Excellent. One note. We received a request from Mercer Builders to participate as well, but given their probationary status and recent violations, we declined. I wanted you to know in case there's any confusion. There won't be, thank you. I hang up. Sit in my car for a moment. The convention center project, largest contract in the region, career-defining work, and they want me. Not Tyler, not the family. Me. I text Victor. Big bid coming up. I'll need contract review support. He texts back. Always ready. Congratulations, Dean. The next 3 weeks, I prepare. Dana and I develop the bid proposal. Numbers tight, timeline realistic, quality guarantees ironclad. We're not the flashiest option, but we're the most reliable. The bid event arrives. Friday morning, City Hall, large conference room set up for presentations. I arrive with Dana and Martinez, professional, prepared. We walk into the conference room. Tyler's there, so is Lauren and Cole and Brooke with her camera. They're sitting in the public observation section. Lara's with them. Tyler sees me. His face twists. I ignore him. Take my seat at the presenter's table. The project manager begins. Welcome to the Convention Center bid review. 6 firms presenting today. Each firm gets 30 minutes. We'll announce the winner at the end. The first 3 firms present. Solid proposals, good numbers, strong experience. Then it's my turn. I stand. Display our proposal on the screen. Mercer Construction Services. 42 years of operational excellence. 0 safety violations in the past decade. Completion rate, 98% on time, on budget. I walk through our approach, detailed timeline, risk mitigation, quality assurance, worker safety protocols, clean, professional, proven. The review board asks questions. I answer each one directly. Mr. Mercer, we're aware of recent changes in your business structure. Can you assure us of operational stability? Completely. The operational team is unchanged. The contracts, relationships, and systems are exactly what they've always been. The only change is improved management. And Mercer Builders, the original entity, is no longer operational. Probationary status, suspended leadership, no active contracts. They nod. Make notes. I sit down. Tyler's shaking. I can see it from across the room. The final 2 firms present. Both strong, but neither has my track record. The board deliberates. 20 minutes later, they return. After careful review, we're awarding the Convention Center contract to Mercer Construction Services. Dean Mercer, congratulations. The room applauds. I stand. Shake hands with the board members. Behind me, I hear Tyler make a sound. Something between a gasp and a sob. I turn around. Look at him directly. His face is destroyed. Tears on his cheeks. Brooke's trying to comfort him. Lauren's staring at the floor. Cole looks numb. Lara's watching me. Her expression unreadable. I walk toward them. Slowly. Deliberately. Tyler stands up. Dad, please. I stop in front of him. Look him in the eyes. Remember my retirement party? I say quietly. That was the night you ended the old man. I pause. Let him hear every word. Tonight, I end your illusion. His breath catches. I turn to the room. Cameras flash. Reporters crowd forward. Mr. Mercer, how does it feel to win this contract? I smile. A real smile. The first one in months. It feels like justice. More flashes. More questions. Behind me, Tyler collapses into his chair. Lauren's crying. Cole's face is blank. Lara's frozen. I walk out of the conference room. Dana and Martinez follow. In the hallway, Martinez grins. Boss, that was cold. That was necessary. Same thing. Not to me. We walk out into the evening air. The city lights are coming on. Beautiful. Dana stops. Dean, what happens now? Now, we build a convention center. We do excellent work. We prove that competence matters. And your family? They're not my family anymore. They're a cautionary tale. I get in my car. I drive through the city, past the transit center, past the Riverside project, past 40 years of work that's still standing. My phone buzzes. Multiple texts. I don't read them. I drive to my house, park in the driveway, sit for a moment. Inside, I pour whiskey, stand at my window. Somewhere in this city, Tyler's realizing he lost everything. Lauren's panicking about her career. Cole's explaining to his firm how he missed everything. Laura's understanding what she threw away. And me? I'm exactly where I belong. Victorious, vindicated, free.